let's move on to our final topic of perfect squares. Here you are given the expression 81m squared minus 9. So you want to ask yourself, can I divide out a GCF? And in this case you can. Here your GCF is 9. So you will divide out a 9 to get 9 times 9m squared minus 1. Remember, whenever you are factoring perfect squares, it must have a negative constant, as well as two perfect squares. 9 and 1 are both perfect squares. So now we are going to find the square root of each. The perfect square, or the square root of 9m squared, is 3m, and the square root of 1 is 1. So that will leave us with the expression 9 times 3m plus 1 and 3m minus 1. Remember, each factor will have a different sign. One will be positive and one will be negative so that the middle term cancels out. Let's try another one. Here we have 16x squared minus 25y squared. Here we are working with two different variables. However, since they both have an even exponent, you know you can still factor it out. You also know that you can factor it because 16 and 25 are both perfect squares, and you are working with a negative in the middle. So you ask yourself, can you divide out a GCF? In this case, you cannot, so let's move on to the second step. Find the square root of your perfect square number. In this case, the square root of 16x squared is 4x, and the square root of 25y squared is positive 5y and negative 5y. Once again, one factor will be positive and one will be negative so that the middle term cancels out. That covers perfect squares. Since we have now covered all of our topics, let's do some practice problems. If you were asked to factor 2x squared minus 16 minus 4x completely, you want to first make sure that your expression is in standard form. In this case, our expression is not in standard form. Again, standard form is from highest to lowest degree. So we must rewrite our expression as 2x squared minus 4x minus 16. Then you want to see if you can divide out a GCF. You can, in this case, divide out a 2. So our expression will now be 2 times x squared minus 2x minus 8. Next, you are going to factor your trinomial, and here it would be best to use the AM method. So what multiplies to C and what adds to B? In this case, negative 4 and positive 2 multiply to negative 8 and add to negative 2. So here your bigger factor is negative, since the B value is negative. Again, our final expression for this case will be 2 times x minus 4 times x plus 2. Thank you for watching, and I really hope that you all learned how to factor polynomials.